What's going on, everybody? So today we have the new update live, and I want to give a couple of tips to go ahead and progress and prepare for a bunch of new updates. It looks like we got some more flushed out responses, both from the data mine, as well as a few pieces of content and some advice for you guys. So first off, I want to talk about the title of the video, Save Your Legendary Items. So the legendary items are incredibly important for you guys. So obviously everyone knows they're going to give you some attributes, the gear at least, and you're also going to have the specific legendary essence. Now, I actually asked this question to the data miner on Twitter because he hosted a little bit of a Q&A, and he was saying that he wasn't sure on whether or not the attribute, because I know a lot of you mentioned it in the previous video, is going to be the actual essence, or if it's going to be the attributes of the gear. But he didn't mention that there's a ton of stuff in the game named attribute, and he's absolutely right. There's so many stupid things in this game named attribute. Like you have reforged stones, you have the legendary gear, you got a bunch of other stuff. So we actually don't know for sure, right? It could be some sort of translation error or some sort of not specific in terms of text. So I'm convinced that it's going to be essence modification because it says essence in there, right? So essence implies the actual essence that you apply to your armor, not the armor itself. Regardless, if it's attributes or essence, you're going to want to remain with the same strategy with minor differences. If it's legendary essence and you believe that, then you should be saving your legendaries that are conducive to your best build. If I hop over to the essence extraction, which I have a couple pieces in my inventory that I need to extract, you're going to want to save the pieces that you will using the most. I actually got a couple of triple stat upgrades, which was pretty exciting. So I have to go change my essences out, but I'll show you some of the essences that I use the most. And for those essences, I'm going to be keeping my basically replacement gear pieces for the ones that have the same essence, so I can unlock the higher tiered version of them when that comes about, right? You see here something like, for example, if I was running my main hand, I oftentimes like Flame Spite when we're talking about open world content. That's one of my favorite things to run. So copies of that. On your offhand right here, one of the biggest ones is Hungerer, right? Not sure what modifications you can make to Hungerer, but I'm going to keep it anyways. Going on to the pants here, maybe potentially running Ruinous Path here is a good one. Oftentimes that's what I've been running. Or even Koff's Unrelenting Fury. Both are really solid. Your shoulders, maybe Vash's Typhonic Stampede, Bombardment's Toll even. There's quite a few ones in here, definitely. There's basically what I'm saying is you're going to want to look at the pieces that you use the most and be like, okay, if that's the piece I use the most, then I definitely want to go ahead and keep a bunch of pieces, dupes of them, so I can upgrade them when that update goes live. So that's super important. That's number one. If you think it's going to affect the attributes, then you're just going to save a bunch of legendary gear pieces. You're going to want to fill up your stash, and you're going to want to fill up a lot of your inventory space here. Looks like the game's a little bit laggy here because I just opened from a new update. But you can see here, I don't really have anything in the stash. I just salvage all my set items, and I'm going to be farming out a bunch of set items. I don't have any legendary pieces because I haven't really been saving any right now. I've been just farming it up because you don't need to save a crazy amount because it looks like it's going to be a couple weeks in advance. And I haven't found any items that I really want to keep because they're not the right gear pieces for me. But regardless, you only have so many slots here, so you're going to want to fill this up as much as you possibly can. Save your legendary pieces as well. So that's the kind of tip that I'm going to go ahead and follow myself. Any piece that's going to be like a Heart of Vengeance, any piece that's going to be a Koff's Unrelenting Fury, any piece that's going to be a Flame Spite, any piece that's going to be a Hunger in the vault or in the stash immediately. So that's part one. Part two is the actual update to the data mines here. You can see it is worth the wait. This guy, the data miner, actually created probably this little graphic himself, I believe. He usually creates the graphics, but you can see here, there's a lot of new stuff. Health 6 to Hell 8. Challenge drifts increasing past 200, new equipment upgrades, new legendary gems, which looks like all across the board, one right here, and then one on the right hand side over there, and then more new content. So that's going to be battlegrounds, new classes, and things like that. Now you can see here Hell 6 to Hell 8. If that's Hell 6 to Hell 8, or Hell 8, then if we're getting 3 more Paragon trees, okay, let's just do a little bit of speculation here on what the level will be. So Hell 5 is currently 600, 240 to 600. My guess okay, is Hell 6 will be 600 to 700, Hell 7 will be 700 to 800, and Hell 9 will be 800 to 900. However, they'll probably spread that Paragon level over a little bit higher. It looks to be the Paragon level is going to increase to 900, and so they may make Hell 6, for example, like 450 to 650, and then Hell 7 to like 650 to 820 or something like that. You know, like kind of overlap how they commonly do here. You can see this goes 60 levels into Hell 5. This actually goes, what is that? 60 levels into Hell 3. This is 50 levels into Hell 2, and this one is no levels because it's just Hell 1, or 30 levels into Hell 1. So there is some overlap for sure, and I imagine that we can kind of see that same process, or you know, we can kind of see maybe it'll be like 100 levels into Hell 5 or whatever. I imagine by the time it comes out, we'll be able to instantly access it within a couple of days, if not like a week or so. That's my guess. So that is something to look forward to. Along with that, we have the new challenge rifts, which is a good thing because by the time the challenge rifts come out, free-to-play players are most likely going to be at that point where you can actually complete it. I've seen a lot of free-to-play players. They can reach about 6.5k combat rating is what I've seen. Now, I myself, I'm at 7.1k, but I have a lot of things that I need to update, okay? And I have a lot of gear that I haven't even upgraded myself. So I have actually a lot of improvement to make. And I could probably easily reach about 7.5k. And at 7.5k, I think I could beat close to 200, if not 200, if I'm really trying hard to finish off challenge rifts. So that is going to be a nice update. And then we have the new legendary gems, which of course, who knows what they're going to be like. The last set of them were actually pretty solid. Blessed Pebble or Blessed Pebble is just going to be pretty solid for you guys, pretty much for any free-to-play player, even low spender out there. The Abiding Curse can be niche used, and then the Frozen Heart wasn't my favorite, but has some uses for sure. So all this is great. And there's one last thing I want to talk about, and that is this right here. So Diablo Immortal has been nominated for the best mobile game. Now, I'm not sure if I can vote for this, to be honest. Let me just click on this link here, big white screen. I believe there's a couple of options here with Apex Legends Mobile, Diablo Immortal, Genshin Impact, Marvel Snap, and Tower of Fantasy. If I were just quickly just go through this, I actually have a channel for Marvel Snap, which I will leave in a link in the description down below if you guys want to check that out, because I'm really enjoying this game. I've actually had a channel for Tower Fantasy before I converted it into a raid channel because the game was taking up way too much time. And I've played a little bit of Genshin Impact, and I played quite a bit of Apex Legends. So I basically played all these games except for Genshin Impact, probably the least amount. Now, if I were to just real briefly put my 1 through 5 list here, I'd probably put Genshin Impact number 1 in terms of enjoyable content. Replayability is really low, in my opinion, though, similar to, you know, a lot of these other games, except for maybe Marvel Snap, but probably Genshin Impact at number 1 or Marvel Snap at number 1. I really like the free-to-play system in this game. Okay, I love the free-to-play system. The gameplay is really fun. It's a lot of PvP, of course, because it's a card game. I'm a huge fan of card games, so that's just my opinion. Diablo Immortal, however, I'd probably put at 3. But if we're just talking about pure gameplay and style of the game, I would probably put it at number 1. Maybe Marvel Snap above it because I'm very biased towards trading card games. I played Magic for years, guys, years. Every birthday, I have a bunch of promo codes for my birthday. You know, like that's how I collected that was my birthday. I would go to like Friday Night Magic and do the pre-release. So I really like trading card games, and Marvel Snap is just that. It's a card game. So I'm partial to that one. However, if we're talking about like pure style, pure graphics, pure like gameplay and flushed out game, smoothness, all that type of stuff, I think Diablo Immortal is actually very high up there in terms of mobile games. So that is something to consider. But I wanted to mention that real quickly, just give my thoughts on it very briefly. At the end of the video, because I thought it was a fun thing. I personally will probably vote for Marvel Snap because I think it's probably just the best mobile game I've played in my entire life. I just enjoy it that much. Most fun, at least for me. With all that being said, thanks for watching, everyone. If you did enjoy, be sure to like the video. Sub to the channel if you guys want to check out more content on the new content. I am really, really interested in checking out all this new content. I like the addition of progression systems because, again, that's the whole game. The whole game is the same game. Grind dungeons, grind open world. The point of it is to go and get upgrades. And we can't really do that right now. So I'm happy to see all the upgrades coming in. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.